Every doctor told him to take it easy. His old friends thought he was joking. His wife thought he had lost his mind. He gained 14 pounds of muscle at 67. Not because he worked harder than you, not because he has better genetics than you, because he knew one thing that almost no man over 60 ever figures out. And the moment I tell you what it is, you are going to be furious nobody told you sooner. I am giving you the complete system right now. Every single piece of it. Do not skip ahead. The thing that will actually change your body is the part most men fast forward past. And I promise you, it is not what you are expecting. Most men over 60 are doing 3 things that are quietly working against every hour they spend in the gym. They do not know it. Their trainers have not told them. And the fitness industry has absolutely no incentive to correct it. Because confused people keep buying things. Today, that stops. After 60, your muscles go partially deaf to protein signals. Scientists call it anabolic resistance. Think of it like a lock that has gotten stiffer with age. You need the right key, inserted at the right moment, with more deliberate force than it used to take. Most men eat enough protein. They just eat it at the wrong times and in the wrong amounts per sitting. Here is the fix. 40 grams of high-quality protein within 45 minutes of finishing your workout. Not 20 grams. Not a small shake on the drive home. 40 grams on the clock. Research confirms that men over 60 need nearly double the post-workout protein dose of a younger man to trigger the same muscle-building response. Double. That is not a small difference. Then 35 grams at every main meal throughout the day. Spread it evenly. Do not let dinner carry the entire load while breakfast gets a couple of eggs and a prayer. Then, before bed, 25 grams of casein protein. Casein is slow digesting. It feeds your muscles through the night, while everything else in your system is focused on repair and recovery. Most men are essentially fasting for 8 hours every single night while expecting their body to build muscle. That is like hiring a construction crew and then locking the supply warehouse. This one shift, no new exercises, no extra gym time, produces visible changes inside 30 days. That is how significant protein timing is after 60. Now, here is where most men completely stall out. And most of them never figure out why. Your body has one rule. Adapt or grow. The moment your muscles have fully adapted to the stress you're putting them under, they stop growing. Completely. The workout that transformed you in month 1 is just maintenance by month 3. Your body is not broken. It is just finished responding to a challenge that no longer feels like a challenge. The men building the most muscle after 60 are not training longer or harder than everyone else. They are training with intention. They are applying a principle called progressive overload, and it is the single most underused tool available to men your age. It simply means giving your muscles a slightly greater challenge every single week. Not dramatically greater, not painfully greater. Just enough that your body receives the signal that growth is still required. Here is how you do it. Every week, pick one of 3 options. Add 2.5 pounds to the bar on your main lifts, or add 1 additional repetition to each set, or reduce your rest period by 10 seconds while keeping everything else the same. That is it. It sounds almost too simple. That is exactly the point. Over 12 weeks, these tiny adjustments compound into a physical transformation that feels anything but small. Track every single session. Write it down. If you cannot tell me whether you lifted more this week than last week, you are not training. You are just showing up. And there is a massive difference between those 2 things. Now, this next point is the one that shocks people the most, because it has nothing to do with the gym. Between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., your body releases the single largest pulse of human growth hormone it will produce in any 24-hour period. This is your overnight construction crew. This is when the muscle tissue you broke down in training gets rebuilt stronger and denser. This is when your testosterone levels are restored for the following day. This is when your entire system resets. And most men over 60 are accidentally destroying this entire process every single night. 1 alcoholic drink before bed suppresses growth hormone release by up to 70%. Not a bottle. 1 drink. 1 hour of screen time before sleep delays the onset of deep sleep by an average of 45 minutes. And going to bed at inconsistent times fragments the hormonal rhythm that makes all of this possible in the first place. You are not just tired the next day when this happens. You are leaving serious muscle on the table every single night. Here is the protocol. Same sleep and wake time every day, including weekends. No screens 45 minutes before bed. No alcohol within 3 hours of sleeping. Keep your bedroom between 65 and 67 degrees. Research confirms this temperature range maximizes deep sleep quality. And take 300 milligrams of magnesium glycinate 30 minutes before bed. This specific form of magnesium improves sleep depth and reduces nighttime cortisol in men over 60 significantly. Fix your sleep and your results improve even without changing a single thing about your training. That is not a theory, that is physiology. Now the final point, and this one requires zero extra effort, zero extra time. It is simply about order. Most men warm up for 20 minutes, do some cable work, hit a few machines, and then finish with the heavy compound movements at the end when they are already exhausted. That sequence produces the smallest possible hormonal response your workout is capable of generating. Here is why that matters. Your body releases testosterone and growth hormone in direct proportion to the size of the muscle groups you recruit in the first 20 minutes of your session. The bigger the movement, the stronger the hormonal signal. Squats, deadlifts, rows, bench press, hip thrusts. These movements recruit the largest muscle groups simultaneously and send the most powerful anabolic signal your body can produce. Lead with them. Every single session. 4 sets of 6 to 8 reps at a challenging weight. This is your hormonal trigger. Everything that follows gets amplified because of it. Research shows that starting sessions with compound movements increases post-workout testosterone levels by 23% compared to sessions that begin with isolation exercises. 23% more testosterone from simply reordering what you were already doing. Not more work, smarter work. Here is the truth that nobody in the fitness industry wants to say directly to men over 60. The window to build your best body is not behind you. It never closed. What closed was your tolerance for vague advice, recycled routines, and the quiet assumption that decline was inevitable. It is not inevitable. It is a choice. And today you just made a different one. Apply what you learned. The protein timing that works with your biology. The progressive overload that makes every session count. The sleep protocol that turns your body into an overnight building site. And the workout sequence that maximizes every hormone your body still produces in abundance. These are not theories. These are the exact tools the strongest and leanest men over 60 are using right now, while everyone else is guessing. This is Apex Athlete. We do not train for average. We do not accept decline as destiny. And we do not stop until the strongest version of ourselves is standing in the mirror. Subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss what comes next. Share this with one man who needs to hear it. And go apply what you just learned today. Not tomorrow, today. Your body is ready. The question is whether you are. I will see you in the next one.